Welcome to Season 3 of the Take the Leap podcast. We want to thank you for being a part of this journey with us.
Whether you're just starting to tune in or you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you can expect to hear from entrepreneurs in all stages of their journey, how they got to where they are, and all the mistakes and victories they've had along the way.
We're excited to share new guests and have some returning folks from our first 2 seasons. Thank you for being here, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Take the Leap podcast, and Happy New Year, Tori!
Happy New Year, Ashlan! Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
I know, we
It's
survived.
insane. We survived. We truly did. We are technically recording this a little bit before the new year, but it's within the range for us to be able to say Happy New Year to each other.
Absolutely. I think. Well, I'm really excited. Well, let's go backwards. Let's talk about our episode with Mark Mohammadpour first, and then we can dive into our fun activities for this episode. Yes. But it was really fun to have Mark back, and we reflected on the fact that, gosh, he was the first one to start his business. And when we were in that coffee shop hanging out and he was doing kind of all the things, I distinctly remember him kind of getting hung up on like who the target audience for his services were at the time. Like he had like one thought and idea and ended up being a total other one at the time. And it's just so fun to see how much his business has flourished and how much it has changed. I think that is definitely something that we've seen with a lot of our guests who have been in business for longer than us, is like pivots are freaking normal, and you see it all the time as things change, as trends change throughout the world. So I know that Mark is starting to center his work more on the public, like the speaking at conferences and things like that as well. So it was nice to see kind of his journey from being a corporate PR person all the way to where he is helping folks be healthy and helping basically businesses and companies center human well-being instead of just, production for the sake of production.
Exactly. And if you listen to our episode with him earlier this week and listen to the first episode we did with him in season 1, you'll know that like every part of his journey was really important, right? Like, because if he didn't have the PR experience, he wouldn't really be able to apply those same principles and like be as good as a keynote public speaker as he is. And if he didn't have the experience that he talks a lot about losing weight and becoming healthy and how that played a role in the topic that he talks to companies about, which is no longer a, like getting healthy, but like focus on employee wellness. But it like started from this place of like, I care so much about this thing and I want to help people do this. And then it evolved into what it's become. So I think it's just like, it's really interesting when you think about, I guess maybe if somebody's ever thinking like, gosh, I've done so many things, I've made so many pivots, like, maybe people aren't going to take me seriously. I think every part of the journey is so important to get you to the next space.
Yep.
Yeah. And like you said, pivots are completely normal. But if you look at him, even though he's done a lot of pivots, I don't even think they're really like huge swings into something. Like, it's not like he's like, you know what, tomorrow I want to become a doctor. Like it was a pivot in that he was offering something different and tapping into a different skill set, mindset, whatever you want to talk about that. But I feel like, I don't know if I'm making sense. I feel like
I do. It does make sense. And actually, as you were saying that out loud, I'm like, maybe we shouldn't call them pivots anymore. Maybe we should call it just like evolution, because it's like the evolution to the next stage of business. And I think that is something completely normal that a lot of folks do, is they, decide to get up on that speaking stage, or like they decide to write a book, or they decide, to do some of these different things that are additive to their business. But you're totally right, because it hasn't it hasn't really branched away from the ultimate purpose of what he has been trying to do with Chasing the Sun. Like, it's still that underlying of like healthy people make better, healthy life and work decisions. And that's,
Right.
ultimately the goal is to have companies realize that people are not just numbers and machines,
Right.
that we are, living, breathing, thinking beings, and that burnout is really awful and
Yeah.
not something we should be striving for. And it's something that goes so against what corporate America, quote unquote, is as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I thought it
Agree
was
with that.
fascinating, like all the different things that we brought up during that conversation of like, even just having like clear roles and job expectations at work,
Yeah.
and like not having, like we talk about in business, having scope creep. You can also have scope creep in your job.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
being
yeah.
asked to do like random things, or like how women often, we get thrown into you're going to be the party planner, or I was at uh
You'd be the note
yeah,
taker
the
or
note
the yeah.
taker, or like, yeah, or I find that sometimes like when I'm meeting new people at parties, and like I don't know whether to like hang out with the women or hang out with men, because like I like sports and beer, and I'm like, maybe I want to go hang out in this room, but like all the women are over here, and I feel like that's very similar in having defined gender roles at work. Like, why
Mhm.
does it have to be that way
It doesn't
overall?
have to be. Well, and even with that, like I've noticed that like in when I had roles, like it wasn't even just like, yes, there was a lot of the like Tori will take the notes, Tori will follow up
Mm-hmm.
with everyone, Tori will do this. But then it was also like, well, Tori, you're so good at everything. So we're gonna, even though we're not gonna pay you more, we're gonna
Totally.
have you manage these people. Or even though we
Mm-hmm.
can't pay you more right now, you're such a good leader, you're gonna be on our leadership team.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna do this and it'll pay off for you in the long run, but like you're just really good at this and we really want you to keep, like, I don't know, like it was like taking on like other roles. Even it got to that point with me where that scope creep
Mm-hmm.
was so bad that it was like, this is not what we agreed on and it is not what I'm getting paid to do
Yeah. There was a
at all.
recent there was an Instagram thing that I saw recently that was just like, because you're so good at your job, you get to do other people's jobs.
I know. And that is how it is.
I
Like in
know.
a lot of corporate
Environments.
nonprofit situations, if you put even a little bit more effort into your work than the average person does, unfortunately, many people will take advantage of that rather,
Mm-hmm.
unless you have a really good leader who sees that and is like, oh, we need to keep this employee. Let's actually
Advocate for the right
support
things.
her,
Yeah.
advocate her, give her money to do more work so she's happy, give her the support
Yeah.
little things like that.
Small
Little things,
things that
little
seem
things.
small but make a big impact.
But speaking of like us using this podcast as business therapy, which we recently talked about, um I feel like I'm like seeing like a pattern. I'm like, oh, I had a lot of scope creep, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
in my positions. And then that's something that you and I have talked about of like how I need to be really good at not allowing that to happen in my client relationships as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like seeing a pattern of, oh,
Yep.
this started before I started my business. Ha, this is something,
Habits.
this is a habit that I carried over. I need to fix that.
Yeah. At least you're gaining the self-awareness now. But yeah, it is,
Yes.
I mean, it is
Yes.
tough because we also crave the like, not, I won't
Yeah.
say like the validation, but like the recognition, and sometimes
Mhm.
like that. But yeah, could the recognition be like another 10K to my salary,
I would
please? You
appreciate
know?
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Compensation as
Mhm.
well.
Yep.
Awesome.
Agreed.
But yeah, I think I love the way that Mark is, and it shouldn't be, I don't know. There's a lot of research out there. I work with Danielle at ACW Coaching, who we'll have back on the podcast very soon. Um, one of the things that we do at the start of every year is we take a look at like Gallup's like trends in the workplace and stuff like that. So like everything that Mark is talking about is like it's not new. Like there's a lot of research and there's a
No.
lot of studies out there, and I wish more companies would realize that it's not optional anymore, and that like people need to be taken better care of as
Yeah.
well, or you're going to get more people who are inspired like us to get the fuck out and start our
Yeah.
businesses because
Yeah.
it's just not worth it. It just really isn't worth it. So,
It's true.
yeah.
Agreed.
Anything else you want to say about our time with Mark?
Just that it's always so great to have him on, and I feel like he just is a really good example of like really just going out and doing it on your own and doing your own thing and having fun doing it, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. He is good people energy.
Yeah.
Although I don't think
Yeah.
we've had anybody on the pod who has not been good people energy.
No,
And if we
every
did,
guest we've had, yeah.
we wouldn't have shown it to you guys.
Yeah. If it was awkward, we would have come up with a way to, you know, not put it on the air.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. No, Mark is great. Highly recommend going back and listening also to his first one if you haven't done that yet.
Absolutely. All right, Tori, I have been waiting for us to be able to do this
Yes.
part of the segment, but we've done this in past years, and it's always fun to have a focus for your next year. So, what is your word of the year for 2026?
Yes, thank you for asking. I am stealing this from someone else who brought this up at a group that I was at. And you know, we talked a lot about this last year about how community was our
Mm-hmm.
word and you know, finding your community again, and I really think that that was true, and especially with everything going on in the world and all the changes that have happened, I really think that that's true. So this year I took that even a step further. My word is gather.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I mean by that is, you know, like we really started to create this community of entrepreneurs and other people, like-minded people. Because I think that's really important, especially if you're a solopreneur. But then I am trying to take that even a step further by actually connecting and gathering with people. And so my goal this year is to gather more and to get together with
More
people.
people.
I feel like, yeah, I feel like that sounded silly. That's why I stopped.
No, but that's okay because
But
I
yeah.
mean, essentially, that's how we got connected in early
Mhm.
2020 was through the
Yeah,
gathering.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. So this year, my word is gather. What is yours?
My word of the year is streamline. And what I mean
Ooh, I like
by
that.
that is having been in business for 5 years now, I just, I want to look at the whole set. I feel like, I've tested different things. I've tried different ways to run this business. And I just want to get it into a space where I am not trying new things and it just operates. So I
Yeah.
am wrapping up that book called Traction, which is like the EOS system. So I'm doing a lot of like reading and making kind of implementation plans to make 2026 like that year for me. And it's so funny because you and I are both in Mary's like woo crew, and numerology calls 2026 a one universal year. So we are starting the cycle already over. So I don't feel like I'm
Yeah.
behind at all. I feel like I'm launching into this year with like, okay, we're going to set our intentions, set what we want, streamline, do, I don't want to say like the bare minimum, but like do what you need
Yeah.
to do, and move it forward that way as well.
I love
Yeah,
that.
I'm feeling good about it.
Well, good. Good, good, good.
Yay.
I love that.
All right. So, what is your fave media right now?
Yes. I just did a fun end of the year cozy read. It's a book called The Spell Shop, and it's really, really cute. And it's like a fantasy book, but the drama is not very high stakes. Um, it's like she lives in a cottage. She like took a bunch of library books from a falling, crumbling city and went into this cottage and started selling jam and helping the people on the island. And it was very cozy and it was very fun. And one of the characters is a spider plant.
Nice. I like it.
And yeah, there were lots of cinnamon rolls and scone eating. There were lots of books. There was a cute little romance element to it. Yeah, it was just really nice. It was just nice and cozy.
I love it. That's
what mine is.
Is it on Kindle Unlimited?
I don't think it's on Unlimited, but okay. I do have it on Kindle.
On the Kindle? Okay. I might go look at that, and that might be my airplane book.
It's really fun. It's just cute. Like, it's sweet.
I love it.
So, yeah, I needed a little, like, refresher at the end of the year. Like, just something, like, sweet and fun.
Yeah.
What about you?
I have been watching Mad Men. So
okay, how are we doing with that?
We are in we started season 6. So
oh wow,
yeah, like
you got far since last time I talked to you. Yeah,
we've just been having it on in the background, and it is entertaining. Okay, I would say that the first 3 seasons were kind of blah, and I was like, oh my god, is this gonna get better? And then basically seasons like 4 or 5 and like now 6 have been very, very much more interesting. But yeah, there's so much in there that's like corporate bullshit nonsense and just like the ad game, and just, I don't know, it's so funny, being that we're in marketing and like advertising and doing stuff like the stuff that used to work. So there was a recent episode where they wanted to like change their billing structure and only pay for the hours of the time that were worked. So like, imagine, when you have those conversations with people where they're like, I want to pay you hourly instead of doing the retainer.
Yeah.
And like, I was just like, oh yeah, that feels very real to what we still deal with as business owners today. And yeah, just very, very interesting. But yeah, when my first agency that I worked at, we did have to do like billing and tracking of hours. So it's such, obviously that like very much stuck after that time frame. But yeah, it's fascinating. And I'm glad that I will, because, a lot of people, or at least back in the day when Mad Men came out, they were very judgy. Like, you're in marketing and advertising. Why didn't you watch it? So now I can say I watched it and finished it. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm in right now.
That's good to know. I'll let you finish it and then you can tell me if I should watch it or not. Cause I just couldn't, I never got into it.
Yeah. The sexism is very, very hard.
I think that's why.
And that really grosses me out.
Yeah. I think that's why. I was just like, I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm not in the zone for this.
Yeah. I couldn't do it on my own. John and I have been watching it together. So I think that makes it slightly easier. And then that way I can like gripe about it and be like, this is fucking gross. Like,
yeah.
So,
exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah. But awesome. Cool. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in today. We would love if you would share with us what your word of the year is, and your fave media. And we will see you next time here on the pod.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Take the Leap podcast. Check out our show notes to connect with us and our guests. If you have questions about the episode or ideas for future topics, send us a direct message on Instagram or email us at aloha@taketheleap-today.com. If you're interested in being a guest, fill out the guest interest form on our website.
If you're a new entrepreneur who is looking for a roadmap to move your business idea forward, check out the Take the Leap course on our website, taketheleap-today.com. Members who join the course also have an opportunity to join us in bi-weekly co-working and group coaching calls to build momentum and work on your business.
And if you'd like a flavor of what we offer, sign up for our free webinar with the 9 essential steps you need to launch your business with clarity and confidence. See you next time.